Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Jeffrey Cooperstein here with you guys. Hope everyone had a fantastic and safe weekend out there. We're going to start with today's story that Cooper Flagg has been shut down for the remainder of the 2025 NBA Summer League. And this is something that we pretty much expected. Going in, we only thought he was going to play these first two games, and it turns out that is going to be the case as he is officially going to be out for the Mavericks' final three games of the Summer League. And it was an up and down Summer League for Flagg. His final stats in the two games against the Lakers and the Spurs, 20.5 points, 5 boards, 2.5 assists, and 2.5 stocks, which is steals and blocks combined. And I think at the end of the day, the Mavs saw what they needed to see with Cooper Flagg. Like in that first game against the Lakers where he went 5 of 21 shooting, it obviously was not a good offensive performance from him, and he'll admit that. He'll be the first to admit that. But he also made the play of the game on defense that won them the game with that weak side block. So he did a bunch of good things that the Mavericks saw that they liked. And then in game number 2, he was absolutely fantastic individually. He finished with 31 points. I believe he was 10 of 20 from the field after starting cold once again. So he really heated up from the field, started knocking down a couple of threes as well. So all in all, it was a successful Summer League debut for Cooper Flagg in his first two games with the Dallas Mavericks. And if I was the Mavs, I'd be pretty happy with what I saw out there. Summer League Game 3 is tonight, though. They play at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, just a few hours from now, against the Charlotte Hornets over in Las Vegas. My player to watch today is Ryan Nembhard for the Mavericks. He really struggled in the second game against San Antonio and the much longer, more athletic Dylan Harper. Let's see what he can do against the Charlotte Hornets, as he will be the main guy. He'll probably be the number one option on the offensive end. So let's see what Nembhard can do with that. And then Con Kneppel for the Charlotte Hornets, their first-round pick over there as well, as a player I want to watch for the Hornets. Again, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, so in just a few hours, the Mavericks will be tipping off Summer League Game 3. No Cooper Flagg, though, as his Summer League is done. And overall, I think it was a pretty good one. You guys let me know down in the comment section what grade you would give Cooper Flagg's Summer League in the two games. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down there in the comment section. I'll probably give it a B average. Not plus, not minus. I'll give it a B straight up. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Another guy who really caught my eye in these first couple of games was Jordan Hall, who I think is a potential two-way candidate for that final contract. The Mavericks have Miles Kelly and Ryan Nembhard on two-way contracts right now, and I could see Jordan Hall being that third guy. He's a 6'7", 215-pound playmaker who, yes, he's a forward, but he absolutely can handle the ball, which he was doing for the Mavericks. He was initiating some offense there, getting things running. He ran a really good pick and roll as well with Moussa Cisse and with Jamarion Sharp. If he can start shooting threes more consistently like he has in these first couple of games, I could see the Mavericks using that final two-way spot on Jordan Hall. He is the guy who the Mavericks isn't on the Mavericks roster right now that has impressed me most in Summer League, if I'm being honest, and we'll see what happens in the next three games. But keep an eye on Jordan Hall over these next three games to see if he has a potential shot at being that final two-way deal. Max Lewis is the other guy who I think would be the two-way candidate. We've talked about Lewis a couple times here on this channel. Played in 28 games last year in the NBA with the Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets. He was traded from LA to Brooklyn in the Dorian Finney-Smith deal. And Lewis, while he hasn't wowed you on the stat sheet in the first couple of Summer League games, he does the little things really well and is a very, very good defender. He's bigger than he looks at 6'7", 207. He can guard threes and fours, and he's been really physical on that side of the ball. So I would say right now, you're looking at Jordan Hall and Maxwell Lewis as the two guys who I would say are front runners for that final two-way spot. Maybe there are a couple of guys like Jamarion Sharp or Moussa Cisse, the two big men on this Mavs Summer League roster that could compete for it as well. Or maybe it's someone that isn't even on the Mavericks roster at all right now. So keep an eye on that and see what Max and see what Jordan do here in the final three games of the Summer League. Our sub battle with the Lakers report is continuing, and we are neck and neck, but we are trailing by just a few subs. So hit that subscribe button if you want to beat the Lakers report in our July sub battle right now. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. We have you covered with all of the latest Mavericks news and rumors. We do live watch parties. We went live for the first two Summer League games of the Cooper Flagg era, and we'll be going live again if you guys hit that subscribe button. Some Mavericks news and notes to round out today's show here, as Daniel Gafford's contract was officially announced by the Mavericks and by Clutch Sports. Now, there was a bit of a discrepancy because Clutch Sports said It was a 3-year, $60 million contract, but the official numbers that were reported to the NBA are as follows. In 26-27, the first year of his new deal, he'll be making $17.2 million. 27-28, it's 18.2, and in 28-29, it's 18.9. So if you're keeping score at home, that's about 54 and change or so. So it is short of that $60 million threshold, and also it is confirmed that there is no trade restriction. So the Mavericks, theoretically, if they wanted to, could end up trading Daniel Gafford tomorrow if they found a deal. That was great for them. I don't see that happening, but it's certainly possible. And then another note here, the Mavericks have 2 confirmed exhibition games. Their full preseason schedule has not been released yet, but they're going to play the Oklahoma City Thunder at Dickies Arena out in Fort Worth, and they're going to play the Los Angeles Lakers at T-Mobile Arena out in Las Vegas. So those are 2 preseason games that have been confirmed. There's probably at least 2 or 3 more still to come here in the next coming days and weeks, but these are the 2 that we know about for sure. And of course, when the rest of the preseason schedule comes out, we will let you know what that looks like. Go get a Kyrie Irving jersey here today. Today only, we have 25% off Kyrie Irving jerseys when you go to chatsports.com/Kyrie and use code HOMERUN at checkout. That's one word, all caps, no spaces, HOMERUN at checkout for 25% off Kyrie Irving jerseys today. When you use that link, chatsports.com/Kyrie, Fanatics will send us a part of the proceeds as well, so you'll be helping out the channel while getting yourself a Kyrie Irving jersey for the next season. Now, Kyrie's going to be out for the first half of the year, but you can rep him and you can rep your favorite Mavericks player by going to chatsports.com/Kyrie and using code HOMERUN today only for 25% off Kyrie Irving jerseys. That link will be in the comments and description of today's show. Shout out to Fanatics for sponsoring this episode of Mavericks Today. Mark Cuban has been in the media more recently than he has been basically in the past year and a half since he sold the team. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've heard from Cuban over the last couple of weeks, and this report was that he believes that this Mavericks team is built to win and built to compete for the 2026 NBA title. And there is some merit to the Mavericks potentially being in the title discussions as we sit right now. We have a long way to go as we're obviously in the middle of July. But here's what Cuban had to say, and then we'll react to it. He says, we've got to get Kyrie back. That's critical because he's a winner. He's a championship player. We're going to be big. You saw Cooper bringing the ball up. If we have him bringing the ball up or Kai or D'Lo bringing the ball up, just being able to have nobody under 6'7", nobody under 6'8" on the court, that's going to be a tough matchup. And yes, I absolutely agree that if they get Kyrie Irving back and the Mavericks are in position to make some hay there in the standings, they could be legitimate title contenders. But it all depends on health. Number 1, is Anthony Davis going to miss more than 20 games? Chances are probably. When you look at the games missed over the last 5 years or so, 31 games missed last year. He was very healthy in 23-24. And then 26, 42, 46. AD misses games. That's just what happens. So I think you have to account for him missing 20 games. Kyrie's going to miss the first 50-ish games of the season, give or take. Can your other guys, can PJ Washington stay out of injury trouble? Can Daniel Gafford stay out of injury trouble? Can D'Angelo Russell stay out of injury trouble? I think if D'Lo gets injured, the Mavericks are in a tough spot as their point guard situation is concerned, because then it would just be the likes of Brandon Williams and Dante Exum, and you'd be relying on Cooper Flagg to bring the ball up and kind of play point forward more than you probably want him to. And the Mavericks were experimenting with Flagg at point there in the 2 Summer League games, but at the end of the day, in a perfect world, you don't want Flagg to be your primary ball handler. You can tell he's just not ready for that yet. The handle's a little bit loose, and he needs to work on it, which is why you would really hope that God Shamgod would have stayed here. But the Mavs did bring in Phil Handy, who's going to be a fantastic player development coach for this Mavs team. And you hope that Flagg, on that same token, does stay healthy as well. I think it all depends on health with this Mavericks team. If they stay healthy, they can absolutely be a top 6 team in the West. If they're dealing with the same amount of injuries like they did last year, could be staring at the barrel of another losing season, which we hope is not the case. Are the Mavs title contenders? That is the final question I'm going to leave you guys with here today. If you think they are, type C. If you think they're pretenders, type P down there in the comments. I think it's too early to say, but what the hell? We're in July. I'll say they're contenders for that title. That will be it for today's show, guys. Appreciate you for tuning in to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Again, the Mavericks and the Hornets tip off at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. If anything crazy happens during that, we will have you covered. as always. YouTube.com/MavsTV. We'll see you guys soon.